Talk to Fluency from beginner to fluent.
Take your English skills to the next level.
So you're looking to unlock those global opportunities, maybe for study or work, perhaps just some new adventures, right? And often, that whole journey starts with one pretty big step, the IELTS exam. It can feel like a bit of a mountain. Today, we're going to dive deep into exactly how you navigate this exam. We want to strip away the overwhelm, give you clear, actionable strategies.
Yeah, that's the mission today. We'll break down the whole test, module by module, give you insights, specific tips, hopefully help you score your best. Think of this as your shortcut, maybe, to understanding IELTS from the inside out. From figuring out which test to take right through to mastering question types and even getting the right mindset for success. It's really about getting you well-informed efficiently.
Okay, let's unpack that. Starting with some real foundational concepts. For anyone just starting out, the very first big decision is academic versus general training. How crucial is that choice, really?
Oh, it's absolutely fundamental. I mean, if you're planning to study abroad, uni, postgraduate, PhD, you definitely need the academic test, no question. But if your goal is work or maybe immigration, then general training is the one you need. Honestly, choosing the wrong one, it just invalidates your score. You've wasted money, time, effort. It's like preparing for a marathon and showing up for a sprint.
Right. That distinction alone could save someone a lot of hassle.
All right.
Okay, beyond that choice, there's the format, paper versus online. Both exist. But is there a sort of recommended path?
Well, interestingly, yeah, the paper-based test often gets a strong recommendation. There are studies suggesting reading speed can drop maybe up to 30% on screens versus paper. And, well, let's face it, most of us are just more used to writing on paper, aren't we? From school and everything. It's kind of about leveraging your comfort zone under pressure.
That's practical. I hadn't thought about the screen reading speed difference. Our brains are kind of wired for paper. And quick practical point. Before you even think about ducking, get that passport ready and make sure it's valid.
Yeah.
Essential step. Don't want any last-minute hiccups.
Absolutely. And another thing, thinking strategically about preparation. If you don't get the score you want first time, try to resist just immediately rebooking. It's really important to pause. Take time. Evaluate what went wrong, what actually went right, which modules need more work. Just retaking again and again, it can waste money and, maybe worse, really knock your confidence. Treat it like a learning step.
That's smart. A learning step, not just a retry.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the overall structure? What are we actually facing on test day?
So IELTS tests 4 core skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And the sequence is important. Listening, reading, and writing are usually done together, same day, in that order. Takes about 2 hours, 45 minutes total. Then the speaking test, it's usually separate, could be on a different day, maybe up to 5 days before or after the main test. Knowing that helps you plan your stamina.
Okay, got the overview. Let's dive into the modules then. Starting with listening. How's that structured? What should people expect?
Right, listening. It's all about mastering the audio. You've got 40 questions split into 4 sections, 10 questions each. You listen for about 30 minutes. Then, and this is crucial, you get 10 whole minutes just to transfer your answers from the question paper to the official answer sheet. That 10 minutes is gold, really. Don't waste it.
And difficulty. Does it stay level or should we brace ourselves?
Definitely brace yourself. The difficulty level always goes up from section 1 through to section 4. It's designed that way. The audio gets faster. You get more distractions thrown in. Like, they might mention one number, then quickly correct it. Things like that. Question types can get trickier too, maybe longer multiple choice options. And here's a key thing. Sections 1, 2, and 3 have little breaks within them. Section 4, no internal break. It just plays straight through. You need sustained focus there.
Wow, okay. Good to know. Sustained focus. And the scenarios change too, right? What kind of context are we listening to?
Yeah, they shift. Section 1 is usually pretty straightforward, a conversation between 2 people, often on the phone. Everyday stuff like booking something or asking for info. Section 2 is a monologue, so just one person speaking. Still an everyday social context, maybe talking about a local service or a place you might visit.
Okay, makes sense. And then it gets more academic.
Exactly. Section 3, now you're typically in an academic setting. It's usually a conversation, maybe 2 or 3 students discussing a project, perhaps, or a student talking to a tutor. And Section 4 is a full-on academic monologue, usually a professor or an expert giving a lecture or presenting research, purely academic content. So it covers a real range.
Right, covers all the bases. So for top scorers in listening, what are the absolute key pointers people sometimes miss?
Okay, first big one. The audio only plays once. If you miss something, you have to move on. Don't get stuck dwelling on it or you'll miss the next few answers too. Second, headphones. They provide them. Always check they work properly. During the setup time, you get maybe 10-15 minutes before it starts. Set the volume comfortably. If they're crackly or anything, ask for a different pair straight away.
And using time strategically must be huge, too.
Absolutely critical. Use those little breaks between sections and within sections 1 to 3 to quickly read the next set of questions. Prime your brain. And here's a big efficiency tip. Write your answers directly onto the question paper while you listen. Don't stress about neatness yet. Then use that dedicated 10-minute transfer time at the end to copy them carefully onto the answer sheet. Write quick notes for yourself on the question paper first.
You mentioned a prep tip before about watching English movies and TV. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, definitely helps. Watch loads of English stuff, especially with British accents, as they're common in IELTS. Start with subtitles if you need them. Think of them as a sort of catalyst for understanding, but then try turning them off. Really push your listening skills. It's an active practice, not just passive watching.
Okay, active practice. Got it. Now, drilling down into question types, what's the golden rule?
Instructions. Read the instructions. Especially word counts, like no more than 2 words and/or a number. You must stick to that. 1 extra word. Wrong answer. Also, before the audio starts for a set of questions, try to predict the type of answer needed. Is it a name, a time, a place, a noun? Analyzing the question helps you listen for the right thing.
And here's something that can calm nerves, I think.
Yeah.
Sequence. The answers follow the questions, right?
Always. Answers in the audio appear in the same order as the questions on the paper. Answer 5 will come after answer 4. It's reliable. Also, watch out for units like M, PM, K, G, MN. If the unit isn't already printed in the gap, you have to write it. Names. They'll always spell them out letter by letter. Listen carefully. And spelling. Oh, spelling has to be perfect. 1 tiny mistake. The answer's wrong. A good tip is maybe write everything in capital letters on the answer sheet. Avoids any capitalization errors.
Right, capitals can save you there. Okay, shifting gears to the reading module, conquering those passages. What's the setup here?
Reading is 40 questions, 60 minutes. You write answers on the question paper first, like listening. But, and this is a big difference, there's no extra transfer time at the end. You have to write on the answer sheet within the 60 minutes. So time management becomes even more critical here.
And again, big differences between academic and general training, not just the texts.
Exactly. Academic gives you 3 long passages, usually from journals, textbooks, proper academic stuff. General training has 5 shorter texts, could be work-related things, ads, maybe general interest articles. And crucially, general training scoring is often a bit stricter. Getting, say, 30 out of 40 correct might give you a slightly lower band score in GT than it would in academic. People sometimes think GT is easier, but the scoring balances it out.
Okay, stricter scoring for GT. Good to know. So, the #1 challenge in reading is time. About a minute per question. What's the biggest time sink?
Going back and forth, rereading the question over and over again. That's where you lose seconds, even minutes.
So how do you stop doing that? Is there a trick?
Well, there's a technique, maybe call it the verb method. It can potentially save you like 30, 40 seconds per question. Instead of rereading the whole question, focus on the key verb in the question or the gap fill sentence. That verb kind of glues the subject and object together in your mind. So if the question is, most cars in the world use the best metal, just remembering use helps you scan the text for that relationship, that specific action, without needing to process the whole sentence again. It's a mental shortcut.
A mental shortcut using the verb. That's really clever. Okay, unlike listening, reading difficulty is usually pretty random across the passages, though maybe the last GT section can be longer. Let's talk strategy for specific question types. Matching headings. Where do you start?
Matching headings. Always tackle this one first for any passage that has it. Why? Because to match headings correctly, you have to grasp the main idea of each paragraph. Doing that gives you a mental map of the whole passage, which then makes finding the answers for all the other question types much, much faster. It's like reconnaissance. And only for this question type, you read the paragraph first, then find the heading. For everything else, question first, then text.
Right, recon first. Okay, now, those tricky ones. True, false, not given, and yes, not given. They trip so many people up. What's the core distinction?
Yeah, they can be tough. Key distinction. True, false is for factual information in the text. Yes, no is for the writer's opinions or claims. Don't mix them up. And write the full words, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given, no abbreviations. Strategy. Okay, if the subject of the statement is different from the text or not mentioned, it's likely not given. If the information or fact contradicts the text, it's false. If you really can't find the info or it seems completely absent, then not given is your best guess. But crucially, Expect paraphrasing. They won't use the exact same words. You need to understand the meaning.
Heavy paraphrasing, got it. Okay, next, matching features. Matching statements to things like names, places.
Right. With those, the options, the features might be used more than once or maybe not at all. Best bet is usually to follow the question sequence in the passage. As you find a match, maybe lightly cross off the feature if it can only be used once, or just keep track. Eliminate options that are clearly wrong to narrow it down. Process of elimination helps.
Makes sense. And finally, the completion questions, tables, flowcharts, summaries, sentences.
For all completion tasks, first, check the word count limit, no more than X words. Stick to it religiously. Use titles, headings, row column labels in tables or flowcharts to get the context. Predict the type of word needed for the blank noun, verb, adjective, number. And like listening, the answers will appear in the passage in the same order as the questions or gaps. Flowcharts and sentences often use short phrases, so you need to follow the logic or process. And again, spelling and grammar, 100% correct, no room for error. It really tests precision.
Okay, precision is key. Now let's move to the writing module, crafting that response. This is module number 3 on the main test day, right after listening and reading. I imagine energy levels can be pretty low by then.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge factor. Your brain's already done a lot of heavy lifting in English. So the first tip here isn't even about writing technique, it's stamina. You have to practice doing full mock tests, listening, reading, then writing, all under timed conditions. Get your body and brain used to performing for that whole duration. It's an endurance event.
The endurance event, yeah. Okay, so writing has 2 tasks. How do they differ, and which one's more important score-wise?
Right, 2 tasks. Task 1 is 20 minutes, minimum 150 words. If you're doing academic, you write a report describing some visual information, a chart, graph, map, process diagram. If you're doing general training, you write a letter. Task 2 is 40 minutes, minimum 250 words. And this one's an essay, and it's the same topic type for both academic and general training. Critically, Task 2 is worth more. It counts for about 60% of your total writing score. So when you're planning your prep, Task 2 needs significant focus.
60%. Okay, that's huge. What are the absolute no-nos, the mistakes that will just tank your score immediately?
Okay, big ones. Don't write off topic. Answer the question they actually asked. Don't write under the minimum word count. That's an automatic penalty. Essays and letters must be in proper paragraphs. No bullet points, ever. And absolutely no memorized answers or plagiarism. They check for this stuff. Write your own response on the day. They want your language.
Right, has to be authentic. So how are you actually scored? What are the examiners looking for? There are 4 criteria, right?
Yeah, 4 main things, each worth 25%. First is task achievement for Task 1 or task response for Task 2. Basically, did you answer the question fully? Are your points relevant? Did you meet the word count? Did you cover all parts of the prompt? Second is coherence and cohesion. This is about organization and flow. Is it logical? Do your ideas connect smoothly between sentences and paragraphs? Are you using linking words like however? Furthermore, in contrast, correctly and naturally, it's the glue holding it together.
Okay, glue. And the third one, lexical resource vocabulary. Sounds fancy, but what does it actually mean in practice?
It's not just about using big words. It's about the quality using words accurately and appropriately, showing, less common vocabulary. Think B2, C1, C2 level words if you know the CEFR scale. It's about appropriateness, using the right word for the specific context. And range, showing you have different ways to say things, including using collocations correctly. You can actually check word levels on sites like the Cambridge Dictionary online. It's about precision and variety.
Precision and variety, got it. And the 4th criterion, grammatical range and accuracy.
This looks at 2 things. Do you use a range of sentence structure, including complex ones, like sentences with clauses, conditionals, or is it all just simple sentences? And second, accuracy. How many grammatical errors are there? You can still get a good score with a few minor slips, maybe an 8, but for a top score like a band 9, your grammar needs to be almost perfect. Very few errors allowed. It's a high standard.
High standard indeed. Okay, given all that and the time pressure, how do you plan effectively for both tasks? You mentioned a method.
Yes, the POWER method. Really good for structuring your time, especially for Task 2. And once you practice it, the planning part should only take maybe 5-6 minutes total. So P is for planning, 2 to 3 minutes. Read the question carefully, underline keywords, brainstorm some main ideas and supporting points. O is for organizing, 2 to 3 minutes. Decide on your paragraph structure. What's the main point of each body paragraph? Jot down a quick outline.
Okay, P and O. Then W-E-R.
Right. W is for writing the main chunk of your time, maybe 25-30 minutes for Task 2, a bit less for Task 1. Just get your ideas down based on your plan. E is for evaluating, about 1 minute. Quickly read through. Did you answer the question? Is the structure logical? Are the main ideas clear? And R is for revising, about 1 min. This is your final check for obvious errors, spelling mistakes, grammar slip-ups, punctuation. That whole power process gives structure and helps avoid panic.
Power. Plan, organize, write, evaluate, revise. Makes sense. Okay, for the essay, task 2, what's a solid basic structure?
Keep it clear and logical. Introduction. 1 paragraph. First, paraphrase the question in your own words. Then, state your thesis, that's your main answer, position on the question. Be clear about your overall argument. Body paragraphs. Usually 2 or 3. And the golden rule, 1 main idea per paragraph. Don't try to cram too much in. Start each body paragraph with a clear topic sentence stating that main idea. Then provide explanation elaborate on the topic sentence, and crucially, include an example. This could be from your own experience, even if you slightly embellish. Something you know about, friends, family, again, can be adapted, or general knowledge of statistics, make sure it sounds plausible. You can add a concluding sentence to round off the paragraph, but the topic sentence explanation example structure is key, often called PEAL or similar acronyms.
PEAL. Okay, and the conclusion.
Conclusion. 1 paragraph. Briefly summarize your main points from the body paragraphs and then restate your thesis from the introduction, perhaps using slightly different wording. Don't introduce new ideas here. Just wrap it up cleanly.
Clear blueprint. Now, quickly on writing task 1 for academic roard, the report on a graphic. Types could be line graphs, pie charts, bar charts, processes, maps, tables. You only get 1, right?
Yep, just 1 type. And key differences from task 2, no formal intro conclusion paragraphs like in the essay, and absolutely no opinions or outside information. You just report what you see in the graphic. Stick to the data.
So if there's no intro conclusion, how does the paragraph structure work?
It's simpler. Paragraph 1, a single sentence introducing the graphic. The line graph shows, or the charts compare. Just state what it is. Paragraph 2, and maybe 3, depending on complexity. This is the main part. Describe the key features, trends, comparisons, contrasts you see in the data. Group information logically. Final paragraph. An overall summary or overview statement. What's the most striking feature or overall trend? A concluding observation based only on the graphic. And vocabulary is vital here. Words to describe trends. Increase, decrease, fluctuate, soar, plummet. Comparisons, higher than, similar to. And changes, especially for maps, processes, expand, renovate, add, remove. Show your range.
Range is key again. Okay, let's switch to the final module. Speaking. Expressing yourself. Usually face-to-face, separate day.
That's right. Usually a one-on-one interview, often on a different day, which can be less stressful than doing it straight after the other 3 modules.
How does it start? Part 1.
Part 1 is a warm-up, really, a general conversation. The examiner asks fairly simple questions about familiar topics, your home, your family, work or studies, hobbies, things like that. Aim for answers that are concise but not too short. Don't just say yes or no. Give a reason, an example, a bit of detail. Show you can communicate comfortably about everyday things. It lasts about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay, warm-up done. Then part 2, the long turn with the cue card. This seems to be the bit people worry about most speaking alone for so long. Challenges and strategies.
Yeah, it can feel daunting. You get a card with a topic and some bullet points to guide you. You have exactly 1 minute to prepare and make notes. Then you need to speak about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. The main challenges: thinking of enough things to say and keeping the talk flowing coherently without long, awkward pauses. Strategies for the 1 minute prep: brainstorm. Jot down keywords and ideas quickly. Maybe use a mind map or spider diagram to structure your thoughts visually. The STAR method, situation, task, action, result, can be really helpful if you're describing an experience or telling a story. And the goal is to keep talking until the examiner stops you, or for at least, say, 1 minute 50 seconds. Don't stop early just because you've covered the bullet points. Keep expanding until they cut you off politely.
Keep going until they stop you. Good tip. Okay, then part 3, the discussion. How does this link to part 2? What's different?
Part 3 follows on from the topic in part 2, but the questions become more abstract, more general, more analytical. So if part 2 was describe your favorite teacher, part 3 might be what qualities make a good teacher in general, or how has education changed in your country? Here, you need to give longer, more developed answers. Offer different viewpoints, give reasons, provide examples, maybe speculate about the future or compare past and present. Show you can discuss broader issues thoughtfully. This part also lasts about 4 to 5 minutes.
Right, broader discussion. So across all 3 parts, what are the examiners listening for? What are the marking criteria for speech?
Same 4 areas as writing, basically, but applied to speech. First, fluency and coherence. How smoothly, continuously, and logically do you speak? Some hesitation while you search for an idea is okay, natural even, but hesitating because you can't find the English words or grammar that lowers your score. Coherence is about linking your ideas clearly. Second, pronunciation. This isn't about having a native accent. It's about being clear and easy to understand. Using intonation, the rise and fall of your voice, naturally, using stress on the right syllables and words, having a good rhythm. Can the examiner understand you without straining?
Clarity, not accent.
Okay.
Third, lexical resource vocabulary again.
Yep. Same idea as writing. Range and precision. Can you use topic-specific words? Can you use less common vocabulary, idioms, phrasal verbs, collocations, accurately? Can you paraphrase if you don't know a specific word? Even one wrongly used idiom or expression could potentially stop you getting a band 9. Precision matters. And fourth, grammatical range and accuracy. Again, using a variety of sentence structures, including complex ones. And how accurate is your grammar? Similar to writing, a few minor errors might be okay for an 8, but for a 9, it needs to be mostly error-free.
Okay, same 4 criteria. Now, to pull things together, you mentioned some overarching skills useful across all modules. Passive voice was one. When's that useful?
Passive voice is great, especially in writing task 1, academic, and sometimes task 2, and even in formal speaking situations. You use it when who did the action isn't known, isn't important, or you want to be impersonal or focus on the object. Like the bridge was built in 1990, focuses on the bridge rather than they built the bridge in 1990. Using it well shows grammatical flexibility.
Right, focuses the sentence differently. And the other big one you mentioned, which sounds really important for sounding natural, collocations.
Oh, absolutely critical for fluency and sounding natural. Collocations are just words that naturally go together in English. Native speakers use them constantly without thinking. Things like fast food, not quick food, or make a mistake, not do a mistake, or heavy traffic, not strong traffic. Learning these common pairings makes your English sound much more authentic and fluent. It boosts your lexical resource score significantly.
And there are different types of these pairings.
Yeah, loads, like adjective plus noun, strong coffee, noun plus noun, bus stop, verb plus noun, pay attention, adverb plus adjective, fully aware, verb plus adverb, whisper softly, verb plus preposition, believe in. The list goes on. The key is to notice them when you read or listen and actively try to learn and use them. Don't just learn single words, learn word partners. It's a huge step up.
Learn word partners, not just words. Great takeaway. Well, I think you've now been equipped with a really solid, in-depth understanding of the IELTS exam, from the basic structure right down to the nitty-gritty of each module and the skills you need. Hopefully, this deep dive has given you a clear roadmap for your prep, highlighting how to manage time, tackle those different question types, and really show off your English skills.
Yeah, hopefully. So as you start or continue your IELTS preparation, maybe think about this. Given everything we've discussed, what's the one specific thing you'll change or prioritize in your study routine starting today to get closer to that score you need?
That's a fantastic question to reflect on. And we really hope this discussion has helped you figure out what that one thing might be for you. We covered a lot, aiming to cut through the noise and give you practical, clear strategies.
Absolutely. It's your journey, but hopefully these tools and insights put you firmly on the right path.
Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time,
Great.
see you later, and Talk to Fluency YouTube channel. Subscribe for more. Bye.
Talk to Fluency from beginner to fluent.
Take your English skills to the next level.